In this week's episode, we have a return guest, Buddy Tuchinski, who is also a member of our Tuesday afternoon business builder group. Buddy just had his grand opening for Peak Integrative Medicine, a clinic that brings together chiropractic care, functional gut health medicine, traditional doctor, health coaching, a counselor, and rehab equipment in the chiropractic side, etc. So Buddy just launched this business, and here's the thing. He launched it as a member of Business Builder Camp. He started talking about this brick and mortar business in his group and started dreaming about it, and then he's taken steps throughout the last couple years to bring this to reality. And I wanted to get him back on the show and talk about how the Business Builder way helped him do that, how his group helped him do it, and how his rhythm of setting goals and talking about those goals in the group helped him do that. So congratulations, Buddy Tuchinski, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome to the Business Builder Way podcast, where we help business builders grow leadership skills and wisdom and stay grounded through hero stories. So let's get after it. Hey, business builders, I'm joined today again by Buddy Tuchinski. Buddy was featured previously on the Business Builder Way, but today we're going to focus on a particular topic. Buddy is the founder of Peak Integrative Medicine, plus, there it is right behind you for those watching on video, plus Healthy Habits Natural Market. He's a chiropractor. He's had other businesses, so he's a serial entrepreneur with S-E-R-I-A-L, not C-E-R-E-A-L, entrepreneur. But specifically, Buddy, thanks for coming. You just had a grand opening at Peak Integrative Medicine. It was a really great day in our community. I felt like all the people in our little corner of the county who are interested in wellness and proactive healthcare, yoga, food, farmers, the drum guy, like everybody was there. It was a great day. So congratulations. And I'd like to talk about how the process we use in Business Builder Camp of creating little goals on Monday and then celebrating on Friday helped you. It certainly wasn't only that. I mean, you're just an ass kicker. Really pause and mean that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. But yeah, tell us a bit of the story if you would.
Yeah, so it's something, this whole integrative medical practice has been something I've been thinking about for several years now. And coming out of COVID, it was kind of the shakeup, basically worldwide that a lot of people got, but it was a shakeup I needed to really kind of rethink life, rethink where I'm going in life, and just know that even when the whole world shuts down, like you can get through it. So even if I can't make this work and I try, I'll get through it or I'll figure it out. So yeah, it's, out of all the bad things that came out of the pandemic in 2020 and afterwards, it's one of the good things for me personally and business wise. And it was, as you said, that Monday, Friday cadence. And I guess I can kind of liken it to something I learned when I did a Go Ruck challenge. So if Jamie from our group knows what that is, but it's when you put 45 pounds on your back and basically do a lot of hard stuff for 12 hours, kind of military-like stuff. And it's led by a special forces person that kind of takes you through the day in the life of special forces training. And so one of the things they said was, if you could take one step and make it a foot or two, you can just take one step at a time and keep counting that. And eventually you can make a mile, make 2 miles, make whatever, 20 miles like we did on that particular night. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that.
When I was at the grand opening the other day, one of the speakers said, who had a business, said something like entrepreneurship and a dream like yours that is coming true, but it's not finished. You're still grinding it out and working to get new patients and fill the practice. And you brought on a nurse practitioner, but he said something like you'd regret it if you didn't go for it. And I've heard you say that before, right?
Yeah, I remember sitting in front of my computer monitor in my home office at the time, and I just got off the phone with my landlord here, and he said, "Hey, we got this footprint. How much of it do you want? It's up for grabs. It's all yours if you want it." And at that point, I'd already spoken to two of my partners now, so I knew I had some support from them, and they were interested. So I'm like, all right, I guess if I was 80 years old, looking back on my life, and I didn't do it, I would kick myself in the ass every single day, regretting it. And so I'm like, all right, that's when I knew let's give it a try.
Nice. And to be clear, Peak is a brick and mortar practice, and it integrates medical doctor or what we call like modern medicine. So I was there the other day, and of course, I had strep throat, and an antibiotic can help in that situation. So you help me with that. On the other hand, it also integrates functional medicine, gut health. So you and I have done things with testing the microbiome of my gut and how does that affect my body, and blood chemistry, and you go in depth with functional medicine. I've been there for proactive chiropractic care as well as chiropractic related to an ankle injury. So you're bringing all those things in together. And what's wonderful about it is I walked into your brick and mortar practice the other day, and of course you and I know each other outside of just the medical practice, but I know other people are going to walk in there and they're going to feel like you know them, you and the other people at the practice know them, and you're helping them in a wide range in an integrative way, not just from the point of view of the medical doctor, just from the view of the chiropractor, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I've kind of always lived in the alt med world, and there's this like whole world of healthcare out there that's separate from, we'll call it the insurance-based system, conventional healthcare, whatever you want to call it. And the problem with the insurance-based system is that your insurance covers everything is kind of the phrase that I hear a lot from people. I have insurance and it covers everything. Well, no, it covers what it covers. And then everything else, you don't even know that it's not even presented to you normally, because a lot of times practices and doctors won't even present it as an option because they know, oh, insurance won't cover it. It might cost the person a couple extra $100 and I want to use their insurance, or they treat to the insurance. That's the way their systems are set up. So we like to bring in all of the new stuff. I mean, there's things like wearing, I got a continuous glucose monitor on now. Insurance won't pay for it unless you're diabetic, so diabetic that you're on insulin like 4 times a day. I'd rather wear it now while you're like still insulin resistant or pre-diabetes, or even before that, to help teach people, all right, here's what your foods are doing to your blood sugar levels, instead of waiting another 10 years until the person's already wrecked their metabolism and is then diagnosed with diabetes. So yeah, there's a whole world out there of stuff, and just combining it all together, it makes sense for me to have the medicine, have the regular stuff, we'll call it, along with the lifestyle stuff, because it all goes together. It doesn't make sense for me to address diet and then they have to walk across the street to get their blood work and EKG done, because really it's all part, it should be all part of the same care, but it's not.
Great. And so you built this thing, there it is. You have how many members right now?
176, I think, as of this morning.
Nice. Congratulations. And you had a grand opening. You have the brick and mortar. You have 2 nurse practitioners, a chiropractor, plus you, a chiropractor, plus osteopathic doctor, DO, Dr. Liana.
Yeah.
And what am I missing?
The other chiropractor, I think the health coach, Jess. Yeah.
Health coach and some equipment. All right. So that's where you are. That's what you've got to. Now, the Business Builder Way is something you've been executing, and the Business Builder Way is a combination. And I want to invite other people that, I'd love if they joined our group, and if they don't, if they could find support like this elsewhere, because being an entrepreneur with a dream like this and doing it on your own I don't think it's ideal. So the way that we do the Business Builder Way is you have this vision, you have this dream, we fill out a 120-day plan sheet and write down the vision. And of course you go beyond that and write vision in a journal or in a book or repetitively, right? So it's a longer term vision, writing about it, getting it clear, getting it on paper, and then walking that back to some 12-month goals that'll put you on track to get to the 3-year vision, seeing what help you need from other people, and then creating projects to be completed and focused on over a 90-day period. How has that worked for you, the writing it down, especially in the presence of other people? So we normally do that at a live camp or on a Zoom intensive day. How has that worked for you?
Probably one of the biggest game changers for me has been going out. So to take a step back, when you're sitting here looking forward, all you can see is all the stuff you got to do. And it just becomes like, it becomes confusing, overwhelming. But what has been a game changer for me is instead going out to that 3 or 5 year mark. What do I want the business to look like at that time? And then reverse engineering it from there. And then going, okay, well, if I want to be here in 3 years, where do I have to be in a year? What are my goals for a year? To hit my goals at year 1, what do I need to do starting the next 3 or 4 months? And that's that 120-day plan where we all get together. And I really like the offsites, and I've said it before, I'll probably never miss another one again, but we all get together, we talk around a topic. It always seems like there's a different theme for these get-togethers.
Yep.
You have speakers coming in, we hear from all of the other business builders around the table, and it starts to kind of expand your horizon about what the possibilities are. Because me being a small business owner, a single chiropractor in a single office, and then I see these people doing all of these kind of great and wonderful things, and knowing what that, and then talking to them, okay, where did you start? Oh, that's not much unlike where I'm at now, and this stuff's possible. So you start to dream, you start to think, and then so that helps you with that that 3 to 5 year vision. But then when you look at the next 120 days, you can narrow things down to, okay, in order to move my business from now to where I want to go, what are the next 3 to 5 things that I could do that are the most important? And then picking maybe 2 or 3 of them as the major projects, and then listing those, and then breaking them down into their parts. So something as simple as, I need to create a webinar to promote my business. Well, what are all the pieces of that? Well, I need an outline. Well, I need a topic. Then I need an outline. Then I need slides. Then I need to record it or practice it. I need all the software set up. I need the sequences, the nurturing sequences to get people to show up, and then the follow-up sequences. And then from there, I can look at, all right, what pieces do I need to do? What pieces can I outsource? So when you break everything down like that, then it makes things a whole lot more doable.
And how, so some people do things like that, like I need to do a webinar, and they keep it in their head and they never manage to execute it. They never write down the pieces. What is the role of actually writing it been in your success?
Yeah, so then I'll take that a step further, and we do those Monday, Friday posts. And I've said this before in our other interviews, but I first started doing it to help you, Wayne, because I've run groups of my own with people that are in my services, and I know what radio silence feels like on the provider's side. So I'm like, I don't want Wayne to be all alone here. He's trying to fire us up, get us going for the week. But what I found was, after I did that week after week, it's like, well, heck, I'm getting a ton out of this as well, and now I'm doing it for me. But it's honestly, it's really helped quite a bit, because I sit there and I'll do this on Monday mornings. I like to ease into the week. So Monday mornings, 7, 8 o'clock, I'll sit and have my coffee and just kind of look at the projects I have on my 120-day plan. It's like, okay, what do I need to do this week? Or what, if I only do a few things this week and get them done, what will make this week a win for me? And I'll list those on the Monday. Now there might be other stuff that comes up, fires to put out. I might get all that stuff done quickly, and then I can move on to other things. But if I can only do those couple of things, then it'll be a good week. And it doesn't seem like much, but that's better than kind of just floundering, spending a few days figuring out what I need to do, maybe doing a little of this, a little of that, and never really getting anything accomplished. So yeah, right there, I did those.
Yeah, so on the screen, for anybody who's listening, on the screen I've pulled up, Buddy. We give prompts to people in our community on a Monday and a Friday. Monday is Motivation Monday. What are you looking at for the week? Friday is Fist Bump Friday. What do you need a fist bump for? And we're looking at a Monday from 2 months ago, right? And some people are looking on YouTube. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, so Buddy said on this particular one, compile a list of advertising options, contacts, names, etc. Oh, I guess this is a Friday. Sorry, because then you updated and said it's in progress. Here's what I did. Finalize annual physical options, done. Meet with Brandon, one of your chiropractor, to discuss new schedule compensation, done. Unplanned, but need to find a replacement for a 3-door display refrigerator that died at Healthy Habits in our store, done. And found 2% financing too. And then you got this, Wayne, sounds like solid forward motion is what I wrote. But you've been doing this for like 2 years to build this thing, right? Monday, Friday, most Monday, Fridays. Rarely do you miss.
Right. Yeah. It's just something I've gotten a habit of doing. I might have missed 1 or 2 there when I had an email issue that I wasn't getting the reminders. But yeah, other than that, I've pretty much stuck to it. And I think it's gone a long way towards helping get all this stuff done.
So the formula for somebody who's not in Business Builder Camp would be find other people who care and who can be accountability partners, and break down something bigger into what you can do this week, and tell them on a Monday what you're going to do, and then Friday what you did do, and find a way to write it down, right?
Yeah.
And then also, while we're talking, I pulled up our 120-day plan sheet, and what you're talking about with walking it backwards is lower left-hand corner, we write our 3-year vision, then we go to 12-month goals, and then a 90-day theme. And the 120 days means we have 90 days of focusing on the projects, and then 30 days where we gather back up, celebrate wins, and think about what we're going to do the next 90. So it's 90 on, and then it's not 30 off, especially when you're in the middle of building a membership base like you are right now, but it's 30 days to reflect and then get going for the next sprint of time, right?
Yeah, I think that's been key as well. And I know a lot of other things. There's like the 12-week year and stuff like that.
Yep.
Where it's like you're a lot of those feel like you're on a hamster wheel, where it's like you got your 3-month goals and then you're rolling to the next one, that 91st day. And I like this because it does give you time to kind of sit back and reflect, look back at what you did, kind of celebrate the wins, see maybe you didn't hit some of your targets, you can kind of regroup there, and then look ahead to the next 3 months and really spend some time planning. And some of the times where I got the best planning done was a week where, and I put this in some of the Monday posts as well, it's like I got nothing planned for this week, or I got no goals this week other than just sit and think about where I need to go next with the business and the things that I need to get done. And that gives you a space, because if you're always doing stuff and you're always focused and you're always checking off boxes, you don't have that creative time or that time to dream and think and vision. So yeah, I like that 4th month of the cycle where it's all right, let's kind of clean up what we have from the last 90 days and then get together with the group and look ahead for the next 120.
Nice. And then the other piece is you've got a mastermind group. So you're a member of one of our business builder groups. And I right now have our Facebook group. We've switched from Mighty Networks to Facebook. And we see some people now. There's Buddy again today on Friday posting his fist bump already now in the Facebook group. So way to go. You're on it. And but to speak for a moment, the other cool thing is you're not alone. You've got the larger camp community when we have our gatherings, but you've got your tighter little group on a Tuesday, and they really I was a little bit emotional when you had your grand opening, which it took me by surprise. And in hindsight, it shouldn't have, because I've watched you do this Monday, Friday. But the rest of your group has really been pulling for you too. And they're putting energy into you, and I know you're inspiring all of them. So it's guys like Jamie and Scott and Matt and Craig and Jared, and I probably won't Mark. I think now maybe I actually got them all off the top of my head. What role do they play, that going into a weekly group for an hour, having that carved out in your calendar, being with them? And it's not always your week to talk about your thing. Sometimes you're pouring into them. How does the mastermind work to help you make progress?
The accountability is huge with that, because I know each week I'm going to be talking to that crew, and they're going to ask me, well, how'd the grand opening go? Or how many people did you get? Or what do your membership numbers look like? What's your revenue like this month? Did you hit your targets that we set 2.5, 3 months ago? So the accountability part is important, of course, but the bigger part is just seeing everyone. And our group's great because, and I'm sure the other groups like this too, where the how do I put it? It's just the vulnerability, the just sharing. And because we've all got, it seemed like all of us have gone through our stuff over the past couple of years since I've been a member. And that's reassuring, not that I'm happy or whatever that everyone struggles, but knowing that we all go through our stuff. And there are some people in our group that by all accounts, super successful, like hitting their goals, hitting their income targets, and whether it's business related or personal, they go through their stuff, they share, we talk through it, we work through it. And I've certainly that inspired me about probably like 8-9 months ago, where I was really struggling, and things where the ship was sinking in a way, or we didn't even build the ship. It wasn't even ready at that point. The boards were scattered all over. It's like, okay, what do I do next? And can this work? Is this going to work? And just being able to go to that group and share and talk through it. And then once you get it out there, it's like, all right, maybe these things aren't such a big deal. Or it's like, hey, welcome to starting a new business. It happens. I think you said there's books written on the way you're feeling right now, you and your team. So that means that there's a lot more people feeling this, and it's normal. It's normal. Yeah. And so that was reassuring in a way, and we got through it, and yeah, we had a great grand opening.
Yeah, awesome. And the last thing I'll say is, if anybody is listening, we do have that Facebook group now. It's business builders only. And if you reach out, we can talk about having you in that group. And we do a Monday and Friday post there. I'm not trying to make that group super big, and I really want to have people like Buddy that are in that group so that you could participate and do some Monday and Friday and see how Buddy is doing that and follow along with the program and find out if it's joining one of our groups or coming to one of our live events is something that would enrich your life. So if you are interested in joining and you've got a business, you've generated at least $100,000, you either have employees or you'd like to have employees, reach out and let me know, and we'd love to have you in the group potentially. But yeah, Buddy, thanks. Congratulations. Is there anything else you want to add that I missed about Business Builder Way or how it works or how you did this?
Yeah, I would say if you're out there building a business, especially if you're alone, like I said, I was just solo chiropractor in my own business. I had a couple employees, but really no one else around me to bounce ideas off of and to share, like at the ownership level, CEO level. So if you're out there, you're alone building, join a group like this. So we'd love to have you, no matter what you think of it. Because up until I was probably, 8 years ago, I was like, what does a coach do? What does business coaching do? What do these masterminds do? They're just gonna kind of watch over me and tell me the stuff I should be doing anyway. And well, yeah, that's part of it, but that's important too, right? So, but yeah, just the camaraderie and just being around people doing things much bigger than I'm doing now. It expands your horizons and makes you see bigger possibilities and dream a little bit bigger than what perhaps you know. And you don't know what you don't know too. So as you get in these groups, and I share this a lot too. That first group I was in down in Gettysburg with the crew and just hearing from all the other business owners and listening to all these systems and the books they're reading, it's like, well, hell, how did I make it this long in business without going out of business? Because I didn't know what I didn't know, and just having all that knowledge now, and it's really done a lot for my life. So it changed the course of my career.
Yeah, well, and you and your journey and the way that you've engaged with it have done a lot for my life and for our group and the program that we have. So thanks. And if people want to get in touch with you, I see the video says Peak Integrative Med, plus people can Google any other way they should find Buddy Tuchinski.
Yeah, so I'm the only Buddy Tuchinski in the world. I promise you that. So if you go on social media and you type that in, you're going to find me. GoPeakMed.com is our landing page, and you can get a hold of me through that way. Set up a call to discuss what we have to offer. If you just want to talk to me about Business Builder Camp or whatever, and yeah, that's reach out to me anytime. Friend me on social media. I don't mind, and we can connect there.
All right, go get them. Thanks, man.
Yep.
See ya. Thank you for tuning into the Business Builder Way podcast. If this episode spoke to you, click that subscribe button and share it with a friend. That's how this message gets out into the world. If it is helpful for us to have a short conversation, I'd love to do that. Send me an email at wayne@businessbuildercamp.com.